Is this the human race of the future?
Aliens on the border.
So how'd you get started in comedy, bro?
Good question. I always get asked this, and there's never really like a cool understanding of it. It's kind of like anything, you know. I've always made people laugh, you know. And it sounds really like the generic answer, but you know, I've always been making people laugh, and my friends would tell me when I was younger, like, you should be a comedian, but no one ever takes that seriously, right? No one ever goes, well,
Yeah, I'll do
you're
that.
onto something there. I should be a comedian. No, you're just like, all right, whatever, you know. And I don't know. I just looked into. I love stand-up comedy as it is. Like I was always a big fan of stand-up. I remember being a kid and watching Richard Pryor with my dad. Sunset Boulevard or whatever, and I just couldn't believe you can get away with so much shit like he did, it's kind of like he can talk all the shit he wanted, and no one can say nothing about it because everyone paid to see that shit.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? So if he says something offensive, someone goes to the show like, I didn't like what he said. Like, I already have your money. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you can not like it if you want.
And
whatever.
then that person not liking it is gonna make the other person go, I wonder what that's all about. Let's go check it out.
Right, yeah.
You know, why did she get so offended, or why did he get so offended? So let's go check that out. So yeah, I remember thinking I want to try that out, because before that I was doing music, and I was like, I had stayed on a hiatus of music for a while. I just got kind of discouraged with the scene at the time and the way music was evolving, not to the good. Especially hip hop music, it's really devolving, and it's sad to me. But that's another topic.
yeah,
Anyways,
it is. And we can get into that.
I stayed on a hiatus, and I was like, hey, I want to give it a try. So I just started, you know, researching how to even get your door your foot in the doorstep. And I was reading, just look for an open mic, write some jokes down and look for an open mic. And I remember I looked for one in Corpus Christi, Texas. At the time, it was called.
That was a bump of coke for everyone listening.
Yeah. Sorry, I have. What was it called? I have.
I don't know, allergies?
No. Well, I do have allergies, but I got a deviated septum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll try to do that off the
No,
mic.
it's fine. I was just fucking around, dude. Don't worry.
So yeah, I searched into it and I saw this open mic in Corpus Christi called Chuckles at the time. It was called Chuckles Comedy Club, and they had an open mic there, and I think it was like 4 minutes that you get. So I drove all the way over there just to do an open mic for 4 minutes. I did 8 minutes because I didn't know they give you a light when they're like, get the fuck off already.
Yeah.
Next person.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that light, so I did like 8 minutes. But I remember in that show, this is exclusive to you guys, by the way. It's never been out there. The first time that I ever did comedy, I went up there and you can't see it on the video, and I still have that video. It won't be released until I die. But I remember my stomach was shaking. And my legs were just shaking tremendously, but you can't see it on the video. But I remember clearly, and I was like, oh, shit, what am I doing? And the spotlight's on me, and people are just like, all right, go ahead.
Let's hear some shit.
And I start saying my jokes, right? It's going okay. And in one of that moment, I kind of blank out a little bit, and I have like a little mini anxiety attack on stage.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm just like, I tell the crowd, I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. It's my first time doing this, and they're like, woo, woo. They're cheering me on.
Get him a shot.
They were a good crowd. You know, they're cheering me on or whatever. So I just snapped out of it. Not really, but I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna keep going for it.
Power through.
Yeah, I powered through it, and I finished 8 minutes fucking later. And after that, I remember like leaving that place. My stomach was a mess. Like, it was hurting afterwards. Damn. Like, afterwards, it was still fucking hurting because of the nerves. All that
That's
shit.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so after I got that out of the way, it took a couple of more open mics. And every single time, same thing. I mean, I didn't address the crowd. Like, I'm having an anxiety attack, guys. But every time, it was nerve-wracking. And even to this day, I still before I go on stage. And you might think, dude, you already have 4 years in it. But, it's not... It just depends the vibe of the place. Sometimes I can go up and just straight look like a fucking natural. You know what I mean? Just like go up there, do my sit, kill, get off, and just have a schedule. But sometimes out of nowhere, just this self-doubt comes in. You're there, you're about to go, you're like, hey, you're next. Throughout the whole show, because there's a lineup, right? Throughout the whole show, you're like, when do I go on? Oh, you go on after this guy. Okay, cool. So you're just chilling or whatever, but when they're saying, hey, after this guy, you're up. That's when the fucking anxiety starts kicking in, like, oh, shit. And the anxiety is more like, just like I said, self-doubt. It's like, oh, am I going to bomb? They're not going to like me. Oh, they're going to get offended. And there's so many things that go to it, And that still happens once in a while. But I've had pretty triumphant moments where I'm borderline having a panic attack 10 seconds before going on stage. Full-blown panic attack. Like, my heart's racing, and I'm checking my vital signs, and I started having these illusions that I'm gonna faint on stage because I'm hyperventilating, and then I go up and I'm like, hey, what's going on, everybody? Like, just fucking, just do my thing, and it's just I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I keep doing it.
Yeah, it's a very vulnerable act.
Yeah,
really.
It's basically people saying, all right, what do you have to say? And it's just people judging you. That's what
basically,
it is.
Yeah.
It's just people judging you and the way you're thinking, because these are all my thoughts. You know what I mean? And some seem outrageous, and people don't understand that they're jokes.
Follow us on Instagram at AOTB_cast, on Twitter at AOTB.cast. Check us out on Facebook. That's facebook.com/AOTBcast. Email us your questions, comments, anything at AOTB.cast@gmail.com. And as always, subscribe and give us those 5-star reviews.